Ba to me chia wo na unvie.
Mejo so menu aketwa. Me ho ye pa. Sounds so ho ye de.
Na me adom so ho ye pa.
By the grace of God. Enya me ase.
Aso ne mpanyimfo bi na ewurasi ya. Oni ne ba na ze o meto wa na ze.
Ada na odru ba bi otimi kan sem one time ama nipa timi me ne mpanyimfo bi na ewura na me ye de.
Oh sorry.
Any kwan se o kasa.
Kafra.
Em hwe kwan kra fa so a ye ba ha ne asema ye be kan.
Okay. So the wow you pa anya nchen na e wa ya.
Oh, we kra nya mi enua eyem chochomcho.
Okay.
We eyem chochomcho pa. Mi nua kron ye onua mu bebrebe so kra se mi nua ne ho. But enye nua bia na enua papa sa. We na kron pa.
And then face wa jatu zonya na.
Na se mi nua no asono ma me na asono ma me but ye mom dey the same father, the same mother.
Sa o
ya kron na kama se kron.
Anyway, that's an aqua beer.
Right.
Aqua say, Mama Sai, F. The last issue is Kata. Now, some of the politicians who say in politics now, but we said no, you have the stations down there.
And the chair, Mamma Facunas, Namin Chetty for a Mutino Moshe, pure 95.7. Now, and they have fulfilled that idea. Na mesa fa konya osamo bi afisha pa ene na man yosem na be menua no oye adwuma na ha na menya kwan e man besa de bia na ya se radio so nkomo am se na de meto afa na ja me bra pen so mama na afisha pa na ebusuan no yenya ebusuan baako na baako fo de dimia ema krom nya de se nya de dimia me ti eskada won kai yes at least ono aja tum se nua no ko bomma dia ma me plane baako kra na so metim de come around sir ene se ma ba me ba de abeto ene se kabi ma me na me nua won twa na nyehwe fie
and the problem kra say a private jet nkwa no pa any problem me kra ma hwe ma wo se Ghana obi ene wo use private jet nti na hia for those who kroma no ti private jet de dey a say the ni dibra ne ba bi adru no ya
we play key role pa on eyinim man no play
key role me ana me adwuma nyina de ni key role
skasem nyina
adwuma nyina me ana me sponsorship ni bibia na am got to play key role to say
no key
oh madam futai key no it is said me am pa de we nuafo asem so de ya susumu ano mnim
okay sorry
yankopon de da na se so di mfie ba ko nso aka ni mfie ho na
o di fie ba ko kan ni
o say edi pa bia ni wa woni ni birthday afie e besim
okay
dia nso no wanko school ana enti nyame ne da na se seja afie atwa mu no di mfie ba ko kan ni mfie ho na ni dream ana opeso achieve no yankopon da romantic ba mu ti je di nkan ne ya se da mo totrobo nso tonsuo bo wia otumfo na yankopon adibora ya da na se pa na friends ni dream o person no more person o ye e de bo o man Ghana no no any political party so ye bo yankopon pae so sa de no so nsan fan kan ho no man achieve na de o person o ye bia no emra mu ma no e otumfo na yankopon dem but I believe say me mom de me hu ne say me mom de Ghana ha pa mom de nya say bi o te ana meka said any gentle ni titi and there me who politician be or sa Ghana
okay
where you can out there who's normal way because mom be justice and truth
okay
justice and truth
okay
you can have who's normal any America mo I had your friend dirty politics
dirty day
politics
ade
just say obu ho ade o kan enim sinu chankotompo obe yo hu fin poto
okay
empanimfo nso ebeto wo mo asantima mo se ba bia nipa e bese waduru no se nipa pa ka se nya no kra ne yesa akoyi wa firi mu pass adwa ba e 1000 years but on the 3 days betima sell top
yeah, that's true
and Ghana had there me mom there the class of politician pa there in honesty truth me who be that
oh okay
me mom there because ya na otina no ne kasa kra
oh David
why gentle why too gentle we want to say a politician we dey compare
yeah
well
politician and trouble
me are right say team na nyame adom
say asana yi
yeah can say be different but
ever men so guy ever
na no kana no odin
oh ever they city there you dey job they city team
but
how is it like members are because a young man, I mean, a huge political party like that. Minimum dream now, yes, officer, a general secretary, mechanism do share me, but now it looked like a long shot. But we also believe in it by at the point.
But the crow woman said, Namendron, even as late as July 2021, 2022.
Okay.
2021 rather. 2021. Now Mendron. Na Prophet Kusibwati.
Okay.
Somewhere be 2020 ya tuaba ni wiye be January 2021 ho. Na me prepare say na me bo akama ko gina askwa.
Yes.
Ti manamo na metunya hodma na me ye. Ti me ne bom koma papa na se kodua me hu se obedi MP na general secretary na ba kodi wa MPP. But ajaya me so for the omni hu no me na me cause in my scheme of things na me ndwene ho.
Okay.
Na what kind no papa yi ade opema sem dey bia say na me so no wajaya kra de the pen so but man ka hwa because na me hu kwan a me fa so so they say the ways of man are not the ways of God.
Yeah.
Na me share oyen and they say yakopa daroma mo nyina wo ka ho ne miami bra pani hu sikasem afa nyina ne nya o sponsor me a yakopa daroma party for society a yeja bedu bedu na it's a good opportunity. It's a brand here.
Yeah.
Party like MPP obi beka say conservative party aka penifo ni na yema kwan say mradche or brand be general secretary masa party no it's a huge task in the side at yours na mojije say nyame na odma beduru ho no o menu ngwase nto na na kwan so e be hye normal boa ama ahoto enimpunto abagana na 2024 so the hwehwe so Ghana fire adom ameyesa ka so far the make us so good.
Well, Yabo Abaso, some of us are really proud because we've known you. I mean, all those years. And did we have because now the politics now is guys now resident new Messiah now. But why are they? And it looks like us all my uncle for now because when you say when you do Rosana. But no idea about what senior issue. Sebi me no nanti ache me refuse be ba bem position konya wai asame me ko campaign sebi ka esro da say campaign fon kwa kaminya so nipa o mo hu o mo hai ai no mo na mo ana o madaroma o mo pian e de ko na e kire me say nipa bia no wo wiasima na yakopon to ne sanfrewa do nipa ne bu nipa ne bredu da nipa na do ma no be sa pegya any idea to say mesua pa o ababa me bo wiasima say menju obi ho adwobone do nipa na nipa na be pegya eno an dia be do anti embe say menua so de we also ye wadwuma a obi a boldin bright or bright o manipa energy o manipa so bu nipa no eno an pegya de yakobasa kanesa de aka mi hu hawa ka obetimi obidina say oba dinner secretary na penifo agange am say yempene na so na emrante ne maba wa say there be we na de ne ko yesu ne dos enti me hu how a position betima asesam emsu na na we de anope be say program no de course de your friend the agro because na me jaw ma what you so same reply be say she but amenya but François only François na azale mina na wa unje azale mina bibi amne ne shi
na bright oji woni
François do penije François
what François na now there na penije
right I'm working for him.
He's working for himself. Okay. Well, that's it. Well, I think for Justin Kudia. Dila. Unya besrai.
Se uti. Ne femu no. Enipa de unze enipa bia ese won kaye. Nyankopon kula no. Oba osoro ni asase no. Unze opaseda. Nyame paseda. Ti nyame bi ma wa say odi aseda de e ma no enti se nipa ya bi ma wa say odi aseda ma no enti ehia pa nyankopon pa aseda enti me so ya me de so anyanka ye na ne wura mfi ye no aba fie no aba beda ya se aseda.
Okay, well, himself is Sabem. Sabem. And I'm a Christian. Yansha games, and there, Yinana. Twasso. Where Uja Kraba. Okay, you Jakraba. Christian, what don't about Chelsea?
Yeah, and Tino Namika Chelsea situation is a. Nyamienu mkuni baby a Chelsea akwakodune de omo season already a disastrous because as it stands now the only cup at Chelsea betimi agya the Champions League, which is much more difficult because league need they are out, EFA Cup they are out, and FA Cup on Man City sa show 4-0 almost so etime free mo. I don't see how Chelsea will be able to win any major title this season. And Cressy in the previous season, you know, the last time Chelsea did Champions League, in the league they finished 4th, but they won the Champions League. But where's our Chelsea team that finished 4th now? Now it's our team now. I'm making changes. Now players now responded to those changes. They changed the manager. The new manager came, and now all these changes now far more. What the better Champions League, you know. But this is a Chelsea team. We don't see any progress. Game be a Chelsea Bobia. We don't see them making any much more progress. They are going back. And surprisingly, and now we game now, the most experienced players now, you expect them to step up and come to the party where the players that are disappointed very much. Kai Havertz is still playing because there's no competitor. And Jorginho, as when you're interested in playing for Chelsea, and you don't see where the solution will come from. And maybe Pep because Omoma coach in the time.
Pep Asamo Kano. It looks like Chelsea for the baby bofu. I was a catcher. What you saying? We have a but Chelsea Graham Potter time because they say now coaches available now own the same ruthless you know style of sacking coaches and bringing new ones. He has given Chelsea a lot of successes.
Fort Ebano, Yerimandino, Sebebi Obano, so my coaches in Mira and come Chelsea manager. On financial team, say all but Timwa, they don't have time for coaches. And Yamiano Nukreni, say who has a manager and I say you spend it over 290, let me get the correct figure, £278.4 million in one transfer season. No one is expecting you to be a Kokoji league. It will take time for you to bridge the gap between Man City. But top 4 finish there. It must be within Chelsea's reach. See a Bobo season, we chairman. Near be not Chelsea are more top 4 there. Then you are not making justice to the amount of money spent in the transfer market. You can't say Kokoji league, you know. But say Arsenal to me born in the top 4. Say Newcastle to me born in the top 4. Say Man City to me born in the Manchester United born in the top 4. Now say Chelsea and to me finishing the top 4 there. Chairman be monumental failure. When you spend that much, now say league in na untimi there. Making the top 4 should not be such a difficult task. And at this moment, at the Chelsea for one bumpire, they say even top 4 crown, they may be able to finish in the top 4. Chairman, Minka the last time a ball league we are Chelsea are more top 4. Even in the season, a man spending that much.
Say Chelsea, the only competition at Chelsea that's here actively involved.
The league, and the Champions League.
In fact, the one it looks almost any chance of winning. The Champions League.
Champions League.
When the knockout stages there. But league in there it looks like a long shot. And Chelsea beat me at there. And that's the Chelsea fans go behind you.
And then me hear lineup na. You have to go back and blame the coach because already EFA Cup of him. Where league now team here. You need to be fighting for at least one major domestic title, domestic trophy. But why do you make those changes? What the changes need to day? It must get to a certain point. You need to sacrifice others for one trophy. Some of your coach now, having realized that already league, I've lost the league. They make me understand about top 4. Now the Champions League, a much more difficult to the Champions League in India. Why wouldn't I fight for the FA Cup? But the FA Cup is where line up now. I say coach need to be Diagro. I go for Branty or NT and then left back. onye Marco Kuria Kurania. I think that between the two, having spent that much on the player there, give him another opportunity or more enter Man City. Now Kofa Abrantev or 19 years and more left back. Drop certain key players. Eventually, the results in there 9-0, 4-0 na Chelsea di Kofino. And how Chelsea will fare, but as it stands now, there, if you ask me, Chelsea season, already a disaster. When you spend that much, now results I don't see how their season will be revived. Nkoyi.
Okay.
Chelsea performance and everything. I had this particular season and Nkoyi from Chelsea. But Obiya can have some amount for complaining supporters in the Bofu. Because Graham Potter on said and Bibia on my Chelsea supporters knew a glimpse of what he's capable of doing for the club. And activity to Manchester City penny level kita the quality of any coach the players and the performance and coach Chelsea no channel. Chairman Kenya News. The last time at Chelsea I share Manchester City in any form of game was in May 2001. A broafe. And after that, 5 meetings no Moshiano. Chelsea are losing in to Manchester City no. Chairman, Ebum na ya Thomas Tuchel and a Wahonum. The only difference between Sir loss no, any Graham Potter there no, because a Graham Potter there no, be at the margin of goals also. But this kind of losses against Manchester City in particular, I shall say from Thomas Tuchel. No, be because say onim say Chelsea ne Manchester City Champions League final na. Man City lose you know, and a Pep Guardiola after Chelsea won before and after wafani team kadia. Because since then, anytime we watch Chelsea biano, the kind of energy or you game you know, different. Graham Potter, ejina a positioner in as much as Nyaman Nkoyi no, ubetimi enya reasons are ubetwa tokro dia to ono dia papa no. Chairman, when he arrived with Chelsea, personally, me can say the only idea be ubetimi dia papa no be succeed with Chelsea at time. Ebia na wanya lucky as a coach. Now one acquire an instant hit to say Pep Guardiola Modiano. Ewo Basa. Ebia no one acquire an instant hit to say Zidane Modiano or Madrid. When na among for top level of Juba Bia. But Omo buy na instantly Niama Koye at the Emma Omo. But that is always and I say only on few occasions. Manager Obefa say Jumano no bet me instantly Niama Koye Diamano no. Or Zidane level, Pep Guardiola level. Nobody for these respective jobs. Any Graham Potter, they now because the Potter they never was so kaka because he was coaching in the Premier League already and Obaba for Chelsea. But this is two different clubs. Bako in Chelsea will league them. Adia or hand it over to me the Premier League status, encore relegation. But Bako also every season a title contender. That is the difference between the two. And the more than it Brighton. I be so you be more fans no. Some of them know the back Chelsea be crucify him. I was here to near board because Nyaman Nkoyi. Then again you look at another thing which is Chelsea's injury list. A coach our team in the first season. Now for no baba to Tonyama. Now first season they be the adaptation period for the coach. Chairman, now Ebi Obama young ba Chelsea the Nyaman Shedan course they be expecting. But no matter what, Obama young is a striker so original game more. The presence alone and the fear to defend the so per Bravo Premier League and the number of goals there for a club like Arsenal in the Premier League. And only Dante. Apart from that, whoever misses a player like N'Golo Kante in with him, Chairman, he's a player as we speak. Me who a midfielder and also a defensive midfielder. I'll bet me replacing N'Golo Kante. Me young movie. A two misses such a player in midfielder. It is totally broken. Thiago Silva knew. He had somebody like Cesar Azpilicueta who had experience. Baby, I mean, Graham Potter or problem. Kakani said, at times you look at the kind of players you have. Now they different strategy and you share with opponent. And instead of playing the 4-back, per players at Chelsea's disposal, ABN and go back to the 3-back system. Now go save the lives of Chalobah from playing that right-back position. Now the other players, Raheem Sterling is absent from the Chelsea setup. Injuries and also affected Chelsea a lot. And through your coach, now about into a new club where there is a lot of pressure. Now be here time so be settle now be adapt. Now unya this tall list of injury players chairman, it is never going to be easy for the coach. It is never going to be easy for the coach. Now the team you are meeting and so Pep Guardiola and the Man City prepare all over these years. How dominant they have been in the Premier League. Every season, since Pep Guardiola stepping in the Premier League, it is either him and I say ABA, Judging Club, the Bababe, Remo Bababe, BB. And to who's such a coach, any team I want build it for the past 4 or 5 years, anyone we knew to team our Bababe Rema. And also say another problem, any about the Chelsea team. So everything about the Chelsea team, the timing, injuries, any BBR are wrong at this material moment. The supporters, you can't blame them. They are always going to be angry. And the back also say Christopher Vivel, who is the sporting director for Chelsea, chairman January, or making sure some bigger players have a quick fix. Almost every player Chelsea is signing. And if you say team what problem, they all sign players.
Chelsea players not disappoint you. Raheem Sterling, you know.
Chairman, the Sterling view we are talking about, Kano. Ebi on Sheda Mono Jemno be positioned Kaka, he's out injured. And the Chelsea in Yanimpo, now Ebi or the new and player be an answer BB. They are not getting these players. And almost so now almost say Mobano. That throw for fun and no are young players who will be here time. That is what I'm saying. Say the new sporting director for Chelsea and making sure that this January players that are on board should be players at chairman. A quick fix. The players Chelsea are signing, players are young, and Chelsea wants to build a project. But baby, Chelsea Giras is Siano, and your baby, will build that kind of a project. What's I know be a but over here, quick fix in the absence of your top and injured players, no, stepping in. No ma hold the fort at the Ama club, no, said the Baya and conquest after this particular season. Maybe I Chelsea was thrown baby and not the kind of money that Chelsea are spending. No, Sasi can ever waste. For the game itself yesterday, Chelsea game in Libya, it was all about Manchester City. Chelsea and Chelsea were parking so some about pay results. Over about first 45 minutes. Now one shot scrum for Chelsea and Timmy and Mobi. Yes, stand the M-Fanco 90 minutes. A team also will win. Now about just one shot. A problem for the club Chelsea. And so for me, it was all about Manchester City and deservedly. Now when they say Fataomo and we previous meetings in recent times now they are about to call the share and the chairman. So for me, Chelsea performance the only thing I ever say from the people more calling the shots your club time. Say the Pep Guardiola kind only Pep Guardiola and because he's the manager or cause a lot of problems. And remember Chelsea team for the supporters there almost okay because all they know win. And Chelsea is one team cut time at so now a problem because Pamu be results.
Say Zidane reports we are in the US the US MNT US national men's team national men's team and our men's national team yes omo approach send go be coach omo team he stand them down the team no and as Zidane so no be him say Didier Deschamps adwuma no na beje and they say Didier Deschamps sign or renew the contract. It's a new Chelsea will be the next destination for Zidane there but Graham Potter, they're looking like there's no confidence from the Chelsea fans.
Graham Potter, you should expect a Graham Potter results.
But say say or prospect. Your coaches are normally big, but because of prospect, Ruby say it was like Guardiola. Maybe say I don't know, but one of the reasons why I love Guardiola and the humility to acknowledge certain things. Also, no way, instant hit because he had Messi.
Yeah,
he said it.
Yeah.
Or you'll be and give glory na man or say or no show say Obama a young coach or buy and he had an instant hit because he had Messi. Graham Potter they say the team no each other was superstar bia on the Miche. Say bia coaches I mean Mourinho was lucky because he had a Drogba. Oh coaches no be team and Chelsea choose players or no. Raheem Sterling and Gomdo when he got to the so Rekai have the church. Oh but time I know I'm stroke a Krama Graham Potter. Say because Chelsea unya and adjusting from a small club to a big club like Chelsea, I don't know so what me adjusting but It looks like
time now.
Time now.
Can be Eddie Bemau. But maybe our mum prim from our Chelsea and making the top 4, at least a top 4 finish.
And they were New Mexico, a very go for Chelsea to make the top 4.
One coach, I'm also sending Marasso. Eso Mujano Kai, Diago Simoni at Atletico Madrid. Germany Marasso. Nimrasso. Enra, Tama Basuna, Michelle Bassa lineup. Namisha Atletico banded lineup. No. Mantia said that. Why in the first 25 minutes they decided to sit back? I allow Basuna so much time and space on the ball. I why stuck to a system. And no matter the position,
he doesn't want to change it. Yes,
he doesn't want to change it.
Yeah.
And before I'm consider the first goal, no, German, after 26 minutes, now Atletico Madrid are attempting only 96 passes. Out of the 96 passes, they completed only 69. Against a Barcelona team, a Barcelona squad, you know, in Fifine, Sergio Busquets, Gavi, and De Jong. Attack na basa de kwa attack no. And na basa ball, I think say Ansu Fati as false 9. Any a ball Pedri, any Dembele. These are youngsters and Kwara. You need to run at them. But the coach decided said there be Misro and Barcelona, especially when ball feel. Atletico Madrid nebo fie against these youngsters. Then the first 26 minutes, let me sit back, give Barca so much time on the ball. I'm completing only 69 passes out of 96. No, now Barca I completed 203 out of 227 attempted passes. So much time on the ball. Time I'm consider the first goal. No, what did they do? They decided to say after let's go and press Barca high on the pitch. After that, Barca team progressed the ball and to me on attack ni beam. So I'm start ball like the way boy after considering the first goal now. Maybe they could have gotten a result from this game. Coach, you know, I stuck to a system no matter the position wants to stand up. And last year they finished third. They kick a corner. And like we said, almost season Chelsea they know a disaster me boy. We are new. At least Chelsea still on Champions League me boy. Atletico Champions League group no crano. I'm on the way, which means that they are not even playing the Europa League. So no European football. And a league, you know, so as it stands now, me checking the table, no, I think say we are 14 points behind Barcelona, 11 points behind Real Madrid. They are out of the league.
Well, Oscar Graham Potter may not be the best, but he even came after pre-season. Most top experienced coaches can make big changes when the season has already started. Not coaches with little experience at top clubs. Well, Graham Potter's situation, no. A hard drink, and I know say yamra already the theater of dreams, and the pitch is horrible. Now hard drink. Okay, and this is the Ghana Premier League, but Yaka about 10 as I got 3,809 tickets generally, all in all. 3,809. Hearts of a game, no? 118 tickets. Hi. 118 tickets. Hearts of a game, no? Oh, Cape Coast. Now, Hearts of a game, 400 Ghana. After BBR, 400 Ghana City.
Has winning
by 3 goals.
One player winning
bonus. So our clubs. Anyway, I remember highlights of the house game. Yes, chance if then we come to the Kotoko one. And I said the night games, no. And so it's it here. But saying AL League matches, no.
Sponsor